Hello. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope you're doing okay. We are back again with something wonderful for all of you. You guys know that I like to, go over Christianity in the motherland because that is my passion. That's where it all started for me. So I like to go over there and go and see who is saying what and what is the situation of Christianity, right? So, first things first, James John, hello, says he's a sensationalist, a typical privileged Nigerian out to line their own pockets. Mm, 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 mm. Paul Scatler, hello, foremost, yes, Paul Scatler, hey, right, okay, let's see here, trying to sort myself out. Okay, make sure, and just give me a second, just trying to make sure everything is all intact, make sure that we've got everything all good in the background so we can start. Okay. I need to try and I will finally get the hang of live streaming. I'll finally nail it. Come on here, be all ready. Everything's all set, all done. I've become a pro. But for now, I'm still getting there. Still taking those baby steps. Just give me a minute. Today, we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get right into it once I can get myself together. Please let me know that you can hear me okay. That's the first things first. Let me know you can hear me okay. Yes, we might be good to go now. Pulse Catler. How are you doing today, Paul Scatler? Hope you're doing okay. Okay, I think we might be just ready to start. What's this doing here? Download. No, not this one. Not this. Right. You can hear me okay? Yes? Good. Thank you. Thanks very much, Paul. Right. Okay, we're going to get started. Okay, that's not the video I want. It's this one, isn't it? Okay. Okay. I want to do something. Please let me know if you can see this particular video. Actually, let me try it in StreamYard. See if you can see this particular video. So present, share a video file. Right? Okay. Please let me know if you can. Hey, Dean Kruger.
Will inherit heaven, while the goats, that's
Please,
Matthew 25:41 now, the
see
goats
this
will
video
inherit
and can you
hellfire with
hear
the
it
devil.
okay?
What does it take to be a sheep? Take care of the poor. What does it take to be a goat? Ignore the poor. So those of you see, this guy is extremely stupid. This Paragon photographs is extremely stupid. He's been annoying me on my.
Okay, please let me know if can you see it? You can see it. Can you hear it? Can you hear the video? Let me play it again. Please let me know
Heaven,
if you can
while the
hear it.
goats, that's Matthew 25:41 now, the goats will inherit hellfire with the devil. What does it take to be a sheep? Take care of the poor. What does it take to be a goat? Ignore the poor.
You can see
So
and you
those of
can
you
hear.
see, this guy is extremely stupid. This Paragon photographs. He's extremely stupid. He's been annoying me on my page since. I've been teaching him. Of course,
Is that a yes? If you can hear it, please give me a thumbs up. Paul, I know you say you can see and you can hear, but I need a thumbs up so I can proceed. I need a just a thumbs up and we can proceed. Hey, I see the thumbs up. Thank you. Right. Okay, we're going to get started. But before I start to play this video, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to do this here. Okay, guys. Oh, first things first, I hope you're all doing well. It's good to be back here streaming. I enjoy doing this, enjoy having these conversations, and so this particular person, the reason why I would like to from time to time just check in on what he's getting up to is because he has set himself on a pedestal. I have nothing against the man. Don't know him from Adam. I once followed him myself. I was once a follower. I was once a member of his so-called church. But online. It's all online. And in my opinion, Christianity is in a state of crisis in Africa. That's my opinion. Because there are all sorts of churches springing up everywhere, all sorts. It is incredible. How are all these people all Christians? Yet, one sect believes the other one is going to hell. One sect tell its members, "Oh, those ones, they're all going to hell." When I was going to church in Africa, we will be told that, "Oh, people in this particular sect, they're going to hell." The ones in that particular sect, "Oh, they're going to." Christianity has got to the point that nobody knows who, in fact, has the truth. No one knows who has the truth. And so what you will find is people just spring up from nowhere and tell you that I've got the truth. I am the one with the truth. And, if they're eloquent enough, if they've got the persona, if they've got the clout behind them, before you know it, they become a big name and everyone is following. So this person was a radio DJ, this particular gentleman, radio DJ, I think for about 30 years. And now God has chosen him to come and speak this. God has chosen him to come and preach. So before we get to the main message, the main video, this short clip you're going to watch is titled Freeze on a Pedestal, right? So you can understand why I want to do a series on this particular individual. He reckons he has the truth. He knows what is real Christianity and what isn't real Christianity. His methods are a bit, I don't know, but just follow me. Let's see. So this is him now. What you're about to watch is him. He has set himself on this pedestal, right? He has the answers. So let's go. Let's go see. Hey, Oshi, Kalasia, hello. You're working, Kalasia. Fantastic. You keep on working, and hopefully, I can just be a voice in the back there, just talking my talk. Yeah, good. No man has the truth. The truth is Jesus. He is truth personified. That Jesus, huh? The title asks, is daddyfreeze a Messiah? Yes, that is the title. Is he a Messiah? Are there rumors? Did he claim it, or are they just hype? That's me. And when I say Messiah, I'm not saying the Messiah. I mean, okay, hang on. When I say Messiah, let's see, Messiah meaning. Right. So, Messiah, there are two different meanings, but I can see here. The first one, the promised deliverer of the Jewish nation prophesied in the Hebrew Bible. That's one. And that's not the one I'm referring to. It's the second one, a leader regarded as the savior of a particular country, group, or a cause. Right? So a leader regarded as the savior of a particular country, a group, or a cause. So I want to figure out, is he that Messiah? Or is he just got a what was it, Messiah? What was the other thing I mentioned now? A savior complex, right? All right, let's go and have a look. Hey AJ, DF is a pseudo wannabe Christian preacher and a local champion. And a local champion. Oh my goodness. But he has a lot of people following him. There's a lot of people want to hear what he's got to say. Anyway, let's go and see what Mr. Freeze is getting up to.
And the sheep will inherit heaven, while the goats, that's Matthew 25:41 now, the goats will inherit hellfire with the devil. What does it take to be a sheep? Take care of the poor. What does it take to be a goat? Ignore the poor. So those of you see, this guy is extremely stupid. This paragon photographs. He's extremely stupid. He's been annoying me on my page since. I've been teaching him. Of course, when you come to me, I respond with scriptures. I'm a teacher of the word. If there's anything God has given me a unique gift of, is understanding, interpreting, and teaching of the word, the scripture. If you wake
So, guys, you heard him. God has given him a unique. So this isn't anyone laid hands on him or anyone. It's God. God has specifically chosen him to do this work. God gave him this gift. Let me take that back. Let me make sure I get him. I don't want to misquote him.
If there's anything God has given me a unique gift of, is understanding, interpreting, and teaching of the word, the scripture. If you wake me up,
understanding, interpreting, and teaching of the word. God gave that to him, right? So before I start to do a deep dive or to figure out what on earth he's talking about, the first thing I want to do is just look at his claims. He is putting himself on a pedestal, right? God has given him this. So, Freeze, tell us more.
Some people need to be put. If you wake me up and I rise like this, that is what it is, I'll teach you immediately. It's my gift.
It's his gift.
And God continually encourages me by nourishing me with his wisdom. He can't complain as much.
So God continues to nourish him with his wisdom. There are billions of people in this world, but this particular man, God just looks at him and says, here, nourishment with my wisdom. Take, I give you nourishment. There you go. See, a little pinch of nourishment, there. So, this next clip, he's talking to all the Nigerian pastors. He's telling them, your girlfriends are reporting you guys to me, your side chicks. Your girlfriends are reporting you to me. Can you guys behave yourselves or I'll be calling you out? So, please tell us.
Having a concubine as a married man is not fornication.
Right. So this is his
Trust
advice.
me, I've taught it. It's not fornication. I do not advise it. I do not encourage it.
So he's saying to the preachers whose girlfriends have been complaining to him, having a concubine is not a sin. He knows it because he knows the Bible. Nowhere did Jesus say you cannot have a concubine. He will not practice it, but for those who cannot hold it in their pants, go and get you a concubine. That is the advice of Freeze.
But if you know you cannot hold your body, it's better to go and do that one than go and be destroying young girls' lives inside your church. It is not infidelity. We've read this Bible. You see, let me tell you, what they taught to you as Christianity since you were growing up is all a lie. Everything is a lie. 99% of it is a lie. I am teaching you the truth. There is no way.
So what you thought was Christianity all your life was all a lie. Freeze has the truth. You heard him. Guys, I'm not putting words in this man's mouth. His words, not mine own. He said to the Nigerian Christian, everything you thought you have known since you were born or since you ever got yourself into Christianity was all a lie. But guess who has the truth? Freeze. Okay?
In the Bible where Jesus said you can't have a concubine. I do not encourage it in the free nation. You cannot have a concubine if it's simply not because the Bible said, simply because I do not want a man to be able to do something that a woman cannot do. Somebody said, Daddy Freeze, open up and tell us the men of God you currently respect in Nigeria. I respect all of them.
He respects all.
I just
the
try
men.
to correct them when I
Right,
see that
right,
they are off the scriptures.
right.
My understanding of the scriptures is peculiar.
Very peculiar.
Maybe because I've not touched anybody's money, I can preach the message the way I see. There are some messages I preach. Even my good friends will unfollow me. The deepest messages of Christianity. Someone is saying they abuse me. So he pay me. I get this data. I don't pay for them for the month. If I don't use them, it go waste. Make I use them and cost you. Someone say people who don't like truth hate me. They go hate. They go hate. They must hate. If you don't like the truth, you must hate me. Is normal. Okay, it's
So people hate him. But the people who hate him are the haters of truth. Because Freeze has the truth. Okay? I'm setting the pace here, guys. So please, just come along with me. What I'm trying to do here is to go look at the caliber of people that are here to clean up Christianity. The ones that God has selected to clean up, to bring about change. Christians are fed up. Who's preaching the truth? We don't know. So along comes this guy. I have the truth. It's me. Hello, is it me you're looking for? There you go.
sharing.
Hey, Robin.
John Eze, come and see the Pharisees. They have come here to tempt me. Are you for the gospel or
Pharisees
against the gospel?
have come to
What you
tempt
have
him.
is not the gospel. I am for the gospel of Jesus. What you think is the gospel of Satan. Not even Satan. We are insulting Satan with that gospel. It's the gospel of hellfire.
Right, gospel of heaven.
That one that they are giving you, that lamba, you call that a gospel? I'm not for it. I'm here to point finger in the eye of the teachers of the religious law. They're thieves. They're liars. Oh.
He's here to point his hands in the eyes of the teachers of the religious law. Guys, I hope you guys can see. He's setting himself nicely on that pedestal. Yeah? Uh-huh. So it's his job to poke his hand in the eyes of the teachers of the religious law. You see? Uh-huh. So when we now start looking at him, his character, his methods, his doctrines, I hope you guys can see that a pedestal this thing is being set. If you are claiming to be a spokesperson for God, you must understand that that is one position that you will come under heavy critique, heavy scrutiny. So, right, let's go do this.
You don't believe that Jesus was poor? Let's go to the Bible. I'm going to explain some Bible for you right now today. Oh, I love the Bible. I can teach it at night with my eyes closed when you wake me up. Daddyfreeze, wake up, it's 2 a.m. You see, the difference between me and you is they can teach you the rubbish they are teaching you because you don't know the Bible. Nice. They can't bring it near me. Tell them, do you know how many times do you know how many videos I have on YouTube? Like nearly 50. Each time I do the video, I remember to insult them. So I'm sure if after that, they might not have watched the whole 50, but maybe they have watched one. And they have seen the insult I gave them. And they cannot reply. Do you know why? Because they don't have any Bible backing for their teachings. Their teachings are sentiment-based, not Bible-based. My teachings are Bible-based. Somebody said he's Jew.
The preachers of the religious law in Nigeria, Africa, their teachings are sentiment-based. But this man, his teaching is Bible-based. You see? Randolph, I saw that. So please check this code. I finally wrote in that. Ah, fantastic. Can I do it after this, Randolph? Can I do it after this? Because if I go looking now, I'll be distracted. I'm too excited to, yes, finally. So yes, can I do this after I'll do it after I finish this one. AJ Alex. God appointed him 419 aka to preach and interpret pseudo pieces. Okay, I can't read that. Pseudo wait until after the stream. We need to figure out scheduling. Okay. Or if you're available, we could have a little chat or something. We could sort something out after this, if that's something you want to do. Um wait, how do you this comment here? How do you pronounce this word? Sud sudi sudigrapher? Sudigrapher? Sudigrapher book. Okay, no, the Bible. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Kalesia. Okay, right. I've seen Kalesia already. All right. Tell
Who
us,
said
sister.
Jesus was not poor? Tell him that what I said about his Jew. That Jew does not know his real father. Because if he knows his real father, he will not come and lie about the Son of Man. He will not come and portray the Son of Man who died, who paid the ultimate price, who was the first fruit of the tomb.
The first fruit of the tomb.
For our salvation. He will not come and lie. A woman living with her boyfriend. 5-time divorcee. Thank God Nathaniel Bassey is not Christ. He will have prayed for her first husband to come back. You see, I've advised Nathaniel before. Nathaniel, blow your sax. Nathaniel, play your music. Leave this preaching. You don't know it. Leave it. Don't lead people.
So the person he's talking about, Nathaniel Bassey, is a musician in Nigeria. Well, musicians like saxophonist. He started doing all these challenges and online during the pandemic anyway, and it blew up really big. They would do prayers for hours and hours, and they pray for really weird stuff. One of the things he was praying about was someone whose husband had left. Oh God, bring the husband back. And he's saying that's not a prayer you should be praying. So he's telling Nathaniel, stick to your day job of music and saxophone, right? Stick to that. You're good at that. But where the Bible is concerned, you haven't got a clue. You don't know the Bible. Don't try to teach from the Bible because I know it. Let me take that back. You can listen to him. Hey, scapegoat Iscariot. Right, the Afro Atheist. Deal with it after screen. We're going to need to schedule further live stream. Yes, okay. I'm heading out right now, so I won't be able to check for your response for at least 3 hours. That's absolutely fine, Randolph. Not to worry. Not to worry. We we'll sort something out. Yeah? We'll definitely sort something out.
Blow your sax. Nathaniel, play your.
Right, okay, take this back here.
For her first husband to come back. You see, I've advised Nathaniel before. Nathaniel, blow your sax. Nathaniel, play your music. Leave this preaching. You don't know it. Leave it. Don't lead people into damnation. You don't know these scriptures. And if you believe you do, I challenge you on this matter to come forward. The Free Nation is a registered church. We are registered as a church. That's what you were looking for. You have it now. Come and debate us on this matter. How dare you say, and here's the thing. Here's the sad thing. From a lot of screenshots that people munched from his. You all know I'm not a big lover of prosperity preaching.
So he told that guy, he said, stick to your day job so you don't lead people to damnation. But he is not leading people to damnation. He's got the right message. This is somebody who was a radio presenter turned online preacher. radio presenter turned online preacher, telling one who is a musician who is trying to also move into the preaching, stick to what you know. We know it, you don't. You see? All right.
From the American ones to the Nigerian ones.
Actually, let me take this back.
Here's the
Okay.
sad thing. From a lot of screenshots that people munched from his. You all know I'm not a big lover of prosperity preachers. From the American ones to the Nigerian ones. I'm not a fan of the prosperity doctrine. God's going to bless you, you're going to make money. There's some people who are going to die poor, whether they live in a church or not. So I stand in disagreement with the prosperity doctrine as a whole. The Pentecostal doctrine started in the 1900s with a gentleman called Charles Fox Parham and another gentleman called William Seymour. And they came out of the Methodist Church, complaining about the hierarchy and what have you, and they tried to establish a more faith-based doctrine. However, in the 1950s, the prosperity doctrine was introduced, and the two were fused together and later exported into Africa as what we have today as the prosperity doctrine. It has lots of loopholes, it's a concoction of contradictions, and in my opinion, is a failed system of worship.
Right.
However, that's not the issue today. We can debate on that for the next 100.
Okay. So, guys, I hope you all have seen the pedestal. I hope I've managed to convince you with my arguments that this guy reckons he is up there. When it comes to Christianity, he's at the top, you see? So, I bet you're wondering, so what exactly does he teach, the Afro-atheist? This guy who's so sure of himself, so confident, what exactly is this message that he's teaching? And that's exactly what we're going to do. So the one who has the right message of God, what is he teaching? AJ, he read one book. Now he's an expert. I don't know. I do not know. AJ says also anglicized as pseudo. Okay, pseudo. If you say pseudograph, I can say that. What is that? The pi in the middle. Pseudopygraph. You know what? I'm going to check how to pronounce that, so I don't. Pseudo. DEPIG. DEPIG. How to pronounce? How to pronounce? Okay, it's pronounced. Give me 1 second. Pseudopigrapha. Pseudopigrapha. Thank you very much. I got that. Thank you. Pseudopigrapha. Okay. So what on earth is a pseudopigrapher? Just did all that. You don't even know what it is. Pseudopigrapher, also anglicized as pseudograph or pseudographs, are falsely attributed works, texts whose claimed author is not the true author, or a work whose real author attributed it to. That's the Bible, isn't it? That right there is exactly what the Bible is all about. They just attribute different books to different people. They don't know who wrote what. Just okay, we think John wrote this one. Okay, let's name him John. We think Peter. Oh, this looks like the work of Peter. Yeah. Just put Peter name on it. Goodness gracious. Okay, I learned something new today. Pseudopigraph. There we go. Okay, so let's let me get rid of this, remove this here, and I'm going to share the main video for today. So how is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Some of you live in very cold countries. I hope you're not too cold. It's a bit cold tonight. 4 degrees. Yes, 4 degrees right now, which isn't too bad. At least it's not in the minuses today. Is this the video I'm looking for? Yes, it's this one. Okay. Share.
Sheep will inherit heaven, while the goats, that's Matthew 25:41 now, the goats will inherit.
No, not this one. It's this one. That's the stream. Okay. Remove from the studio. Okay, here we go. So the next this video, what you're going to be watching is just a collection of some of his teaching over a period of time, right? Just sitting here and there. You can get a sense of if the patriarchs of Christianity in Africa have got it wrong. Is this the caliber of people that are going to come and clean up Christianity? If these are the caliber of people who are going to clean up Christianity, then what can we expect of Christianity in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years? If the patriarchs have failed, and now Christianity has to rectify and sort out itself, who do we have to come and clean up Christianity? Who are these people that are going to come and say, look, yes, you all got it wrong. Well, here we are to come and clean the whole thing up. And you better come correct. You better come correct, because people have had enough. Well, not everyone. Some people are still happy to be led astray and be fooled by religion. But some people are starting to wake up and realize, how is it that we are so religious, but yet we're so poor? How is it that we're so religious, but yet we cannot afford basic amenities for ourselves and our children? The other day in Nigeria, there was no money in the banks. Banks didn't have money to give to people. People were stripping themselves naked in the bank because their lives finished. If you don't give me money, where am I going to get my next meal? Their own money, yet no access. Nigeria was poverty capital of the world 3 years in a row. Over half the population are living in abject poverty. Over half the population, over 50%, are living below the poverty line. But they're so religious. Their religiosity is on a grand scale. But this guy reckons he has it, okay? So let's see what it's all about.
You all know I'm not a big lover of prosperity preachers, from the American ones to the Nigerian ones. I'm not a fan of the prosperity doctrine. God's going to bless you, you're going to make money. There's some people who are going to die poor, whether they live in a church or not. So I stand in disagreement with the prosperity doctrine as a whole. The Pentecostal doctrine started in the 1900s with a gentleman called Charles Fox Parham and another gentleman called William Seymour. And they came out of the Methodist Church, complaining about the hierarchy and what have you, and they tried to establish a more faith-based doctrine. However, in the 1950s, the prosperity doctrine was introduced, and the two were fused together and later exported into Africa as what we have today as the prosperity doctrine. It has lots of loopholes. It's a concoction of contradictions, and in my opinion, is a failed system of worship. However, that's not the issue today. We can debate on that already. Now, before I start preaching today, I'm going to preach for a very, very short while. And before I start today, I want to beg Nigerian pastors. I beg you in the name of God, stop sleeping with members of your congregation. I am begging you in the name of God. In this particular one, the big GOs are exempted because I've not had any complaints from any of the major, as in the two major ones that you people know. No woman. My issues with them have nothing to do with it.
So this particular person hasn't got his own building for church. During the pandemic, he started doing this online, and somehow people, like moth to a flame, just well, I too was one of them until I started some of his rhetoric. We're not sitting quite well with me. I'll come away from some of his live stream feeling very uneasy. I was still a Christian, so I would just write a few things down, go to the Reverend Father of my church at the time, and ask him what that there's. I say to him, there's this man I watch online. I say, Esther, who you been watching online now? So well, there's this person out of Nigeria. He thinks that he's got okay. So what has he said? Tell the Reverend Father. Reverend Father said, no, that's not Christianity. I'm like, okay. Guys, can I tell you something? I don't think I've ever said this here before, but this guy is one of the reasons why I'm an atheist today. This man, this one talking, daddyfreeze, is one of the reasons why I am an atheist today. He was debunking the patriarchs of Christianity in Nigeria. And I now would take his message to Reverend Father. Father says, this is not Christian. So if the patriarchs, those ones are wrong, Freeze, who has come to correct, he is wrong. Reverend Father says, oh, so who out of all these people has the right version of this thing that I believe? And the next thing I started asking was, could they all be wrong? Could they all be wrong? Freeze, the patriarchs, Reverend Father, everybody. I said, okay. I will start asking questions, no? And then all the other things, my son coming to me saying, Mom, I don't want to be a Christian anymore. Just everything started happening all at once. Found out that Jesus was not a white man. That's image that we were told that he could never have been, that person who we thought we were praying to. The lies started to, So, guys, you all have this guy to thank for me being an atheist. He's one of the reasons. He's one of the reasons why the ball started to roll. So I thank him.
Women, they have never. But the
What's happened?
girlfriend of one pastor. Your girlfriends are disturbing me. Please stop sleeping with members of your congregation. And I'm making this clear once again. This is for the junior or the younger, the hip hop, the funky pastors, not our elders. Those ones have their hands are clean as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I've seen when it comes to issues of women, adultery, and porneia. I'm not going to use the word fornication because the King James word. I don't like that word because it actually means idolatry. I'll use the original Greek word porneia, which is more like prostitution, sleeping with women, giving them money. Half the time, the money is church money. Okay, so this message is specifically for the junior pastors. Those of you that look fly, those of you that like your body is still young and hot, and you cannot control your urges, and you are jumping from one girlfriend to the other, and then some of you are even taking, because the girlfriends, they say when you sleep with them, they'll start dreaming about you and having also. So I don't know whether you take these people's destinies and use them. I'm tired. There is no week when I can't mention names because I don't want it to look like I'm assassinating characters. The only thing I can do is
So the girlfriends of these pastors, the ones he's trying to correct, they're coming to him and saying, I'm sleeping with that man. I'm sleeping with him. Oh, I'm this. So now he's taking it upon himself as the good teacher of the word to pass, to warn these people, because I don't know what he intends to do if they don't stop sleeping with these church girls. But this is his message, you see.
I can mention the names of those people. I can only mention those people who I don't get complaints about, and they are the older pastors. No one has ever, let me be fair, let me be honest, no one in the history of my movement or since I began the Free Nation Online Church has ever called me to complain about woman issues for the older pastors. No, it is the younger ones. I hear some of you are even gay. You have brought in arsenokotai into the church.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
begging you, please, in the
I
name
don't know
of
what that
God,
is.
stop it. If you want to have a concubine, get a legal concubine. Go and go and study the Bible and see how the Jews did it. Have your concubine. But stop sleeping with members of your choir. Stop sleeping with members of your church. Stop sleeping, please. I'm frustrated with the number of calls I get with you people's girlfriends. Please, I did not start the Free Nation to be solving young pastors whose blood is hot. Let me tell you, working with women is a very dangerous thing. And I am not here bragging to you that me, I'm exempt because I'm such a great man of God and the Spirit of God in me is more than the Spirit of God in no. I'm here simply because God has decided to show me mercy and give me a good woman. I'm not sure what I'm doing today. I will have been able to do it. I will never have been able to do it with my ex. It takes a good woman who understands you and is able to cater to your needs. So if you people have married you these wives,
Scapegoat Iscariot, yes. He just condoned having a concubine. Taye, hello and good to see you here. So, this guy is of the opinion that there are lots of things that have been got wrong in the Bible. Lots of translations, lots of things. He tries to put a spotlight on some of these things. He even came and said one time that a marriage, there's nowhere that a wedding, they said to go and do a wedding. Marriage should be between a man, his woman, and God. You get your woman, you enter the room, God, I choose this one as my wife, and that's marriage done. No need for a contract, no need for for witnesses, no need for any of that. So on the subject of concubines, he said yes. The Jews did it. You can get yourself a legal concubine, according to this guy. Instead of you going to sleep with all sorts of different people, it is permissible according to the Bible. He says he wouldn't practice it. He wouldn't practice it because if a man can have a concubine, a woman should be accorded exact same rights. That's the only reason why he won't practice it. Because if he practices it, his wife would have the same rights as himself. So, of course, you don't want to share his wife with anybody else. So, he doesn't practice. But you see, all those other people that say, no, we can't hold ourselves, say, go and get you a legal concubine. There was an uproar. How dare you teach this in Christianity? This is not Christianity. And he was telling them, I dare you to tell me otherwise. I dare you. I know my Bible. This is Bible oh my goodness. Maya, hey. My. He doesn't understand the word. A concubine was a sex slave. She could not leave. What does he think? He doesn't know, does he? Tries to put a lipstick on a pig and call the pig a human being. AJ Alex, you're funny. He tries to put lipstick on a pig and call the pig a human being. Okay, can we not insult pigs, please? Can we not insult pigs? No. Pigs are beautiful, beautiful animals. Never mind they like to play in dirt, but that's just what's normal to them. But I mean, have you seen a pig? Round, big, round, oh, just so fluffy. Have you seen a pig walking? Oh my God. It's just a delightful thing to watch. Yes, so yes, you're allowed to have a concubine, according to daddyfreeze.
You married them when they were leper, when they were curvy. And all of a sudden, these women are now, pregnancy has changed their skin from light brown to dark brown, or sometimes even black. They have grown a tummy they cannot shed. It's you that put them the family way. Now that they've grown this tummy, you don't like them again. There is a solution. Go and get one concubine. Don't start sleeping with people in your choir. That's porn now. Don't listen to uncle that was telling you about one man that had concubine and was poor. David had concubine, was not poor. Solomon had concubine, he was not poor. He had problems, but poverty was not one of them. Solomon's family used to eat 30 cows every single day and 100 sheep. If you see that as poverty, I don't know what you want to now call riches. I'm begging you in the name of God. If you stop, your girlfriend will stop harassing you. If you don't stop, they'll keep disturbing my life. Today I was on a 1-hour call when I'm supposed to be preparing for my message, but I just have to counsel. And then the call did not end because I still have to talk.
He's telling the pastors, if you stop sleeping with those girls, they will stop bothering me. I have to counsel these girls who you all are sleeping with. It's my duty to counsel them. I've just come up from a 1-hour phone call. This is a married man with kids. Can you imagine? I'm married to a man. I'm just hypothetically married to a man that says God has given him a message, and now all the girls who are sleeping with pastors start calling him, and he now starts counseling them. Bro, it is not your job. I will sit you down and tell you, my guy, it's not your job. Did you put them together, pastor and all these girls? Why is it? Well, unless of course, he wants to get first-hand info, because he does celebrity interviews on the side. He wants first-hand information. Who is sleeping with who? Because otherwise, what is a preacher's business? What is your business? How are you minding other people's business? How does it concern you? Huh? Anyway, okay, just quiet.
Talk to the person when we're done, and I consider it unfair to the person. Stop sleeping. I'm saying it again. Stop sleeping with members of your congregations. If there is a widow in your congregation that you are finding attractive, and you are married and you don't want to divorce, go and get a concubine. David, Abraham, Jacob, Solomon all had concubines. Jesus did not say anybody should not have a concubine. Me, I preach against it because I preach equality in the free nation. If a man can have a concubine and a woman can have a concubine too, and I don't want to be having families of 4 people, that to me is like a whole mess. But as a pastor, if you see that your body is hot, let me not lie. By the time you finish doing rababa, shogoba, and some women enter inside what they think is the spirit, but it's actually the spirit of the devil and the spirit of mammon. When it takes control of their body, they just look at you and start lusting after you, and you don't have the control because what you are worshiping is not God, and the spirit that is controlling you is not holy. You will now start sleeping with them. Please, I am begging you, Go and find concubine. The report is too much. I can't deal with it again. And there are some particular guys. I'm not sure one of them is the same person Uncle Timmy mentioned, but it's looking like to me that the complaint is much. The complaint is much. Having a concubine as a married man is not fornication. Trust me, I've taught it. It's not fornication. I do not advise it. I do not encourage it. But if you know you cannot hold your body, it's better to go and do that one than go and be destroying young girls' lives inside your church. It is not infidelity. We've read this Bible. You see, let me tell you, what they taught to you as Christianity since you were growing up is all a lie. Everything is a lie. 99% of it is a lie. I am teaching you the truth. There is nowhere in the Bible where Jesus said you can't have a concubine. I do not encourage it in the free nation. You cannot have a concubine in free. Simply, not because the Bible said, simply because I do not want a man to be able to do something that a woman cannot do. But if your own doctrine is otherwise, you can try it as a result. Because me, personally, I stick to one wife. I don't have concubines. Nobody, at least by now, somebody with the way they are doing, they will have come to report me. But I also want, since you were growing up, it's all a lie. Everything is a lie. But if you know you cannot hold your body, much. The complaint is much. Having a concubine as a married man is not fornication. Trust me, I've taught it. It's not fornication. I do not advise it. I do not encourage it. But
sorry, I had to do that again. My editing skills are shit. But yes, you guys are hearing him. The only reason why he wouldn't practice what he preaches is because if he allows it for men, he's got to allow it for women. And him does not want to share his woman with anybody. So he does not practice what he preaches. He's telling you, I don't practice what I preach. Here I am preaching, go and get you a concubine. But me, I would not be getting a concubine. Uh-huh. 2X's are begging you to stop lying. Maya, I can't believe he's saying this shit with his whole face in it. Maya. Will you believe me if I tell you that you ain't heard anything yet? Will you believe me if I tell you that you have not heard this guy? I'm going to do a good series on him. Maya, some years ago, a prominent musician in Nigeria, his wife accused a pastor of sleeping with her when she was a young girl. High profile people accuse this high profile, they call him the Gucci pastor, right? Gucci pastor. Let me make myself slightly bigger so you can see me. So Gucci pastor was accused of the R word on this lady when she was young. Oh, it made such big news. It was everywhere, Now, Gucci pastor has been accused of the same sort of thing before. That was not the first. There was already a history with Gucci pastor. Now, our friend here decided he will talk on it. He will come out and speak on the subject. And said, look, I'm not trying to say that she has no right to her pain. Yes, okay, yes, it might have happened, it might have did blah blah, but we need to hear his side too. We need to hear his side. In fact, I have contacted him for an interview so he can come on my platform and come and tell his side. Don't believe anything you hear. Wait until you hear his side. Hang on. Someone has just said that, look, I was R-worded by this person many, many years ago. And you, preacher of the gospel, you want to have a sit down with the one who's been accused to hear his side, as if he will come and tell you the truth. As if he ever did it. You think he'll come anyway? I will. That's one stream I will cover. I'll definitely cover that, so you can hear him. He wasn't defending the man, no, but just saying, look, he too has a voice, and he too should be heard. And that's listening to this guy talk. That I don't know. In a way, I could understand where he was coming from, right? They say there is his side, her side, and then there's the truth. I get that. But shouldn't be the courts deciding that. We can have our opinions based on previous accusations and previous things that have leaked out. Right? There was already a history with this guy. So you can't blame the people for thinking what they were thinking. So anyway, there's a whole lot. This guy has said some very toxic things over the years. His mannerisms, what about that? And yet he has almost close to 1 million subscribers on Instagram preaching this stuff. Here on YouTube, 127,000. On TikTok, 50,000. They're loving this. Scapegoat says, "Oh, okay, Maya, Maya. He doesn't have a side. He's just wrong, completely wrong. Okay, let's go."
But if you know you cannot hold your body, it's better to go and do that one than go and be destroying young girls' lives inside your church. It is not infidelity. We've read this Bible. You see, let me tell you, what they taught to you as Christianity since you were growing up is all a lie. Everything is a lie. 99% of it is a lie. I am teaching you the truth. There is nowhere in the Bible where Jesus said you can't have a concubine. I do not encourage it in the free nation. You cannot have a concubine simply not because the Bible said, simply because I do not want a man to be able to do something that a woman cannot do. But if your own doctrine is otherwise, you can try it as a result. Because me personally, I stick to one wife. I don't have concubines. Nobody, at least by now, somebody with the way they are doing, they will have come to report me. But I also want to let your wife know that you are going to have a concubine.
Yes, so let your wife
go ahead and have the concubine.
Let your wife know that you're going to go and take on a concubine. But hang on, I thought you said the only reason why you don't practice concubinage is because the women too should be allowed to go and have their own if they choose to. So if you're out here telling the men folk that they can have concubines, hello, that's just half of the message. Your message is not complete until you tell them, yes, go and tell your wife you want to have a concubine, but also your wife must be able to have, guys, what do you call so if it's a concubine if a woman wanted to go get her some too, would we call that that's not a concubine? What is it for a woman? What do you call that okay, so a man will go and get himself a concubine, but the woman will get herself what? Please help me. So the message is not complete. This is still misogynistic.
Sometimes it's not that the woman is no longer attractive. Come and see the Pharisees. They have come here to tempt me. Are you for the gospel or something that comes from your heart? Sir Fred, Chukwelobe, I got it this time. Okay, it's sharing. John Eze, come and see the Pharisees. They have come here to tempt me. Are you for the gospel or against the gospel? What you have is not the gospel. I am for the gospel of Jesus. What you think is the gospel of Satan. Not even Satan. We are insulting Satan with that gospel. It's the gospel of hellfire.
A knife.
That one that they are giving you, that lamba, you call that a gospel? I'm not for it. What happened to freely you have received? Come, this guy, I don't notice you. It looks like you are a troublemaker. What happened to freely you have received, freely you give? Have I ever charged you? I'm asking you, Mr. You will still go to church and pay tithes this Sunday. And you are now telling me, if have anybody here, have I ever asked you for 1 naira, not dollar, naira? Have I ever asked you for 1 naira? Good. So if I've been giving you freely, I'm just trying to explain the only type, because let there not be confusion. Some people say, somebody said Zimbabwean dollar. Let there not be any confusion in the house. You are allowed to give me and one another gifts. If the gifts don't always have to come to me. I'm not running things the way they are running them now. No. You can give gifts to one another. Somebody said we're going to.
So this, on the subject of tithing, that was how this whole thing started. The attention. He got so much attention because he came out and said, anyone who is paying tithes is a goat. If in this modern day you're still paying tithing, then you do not know your Bible. There are no Levites about. Tithe was not something you paid every week, every month. No. All those pastors were very upset. I will cover that on another day. Those pastors were cursing this guy. This guy was about to just destroy everything they worked so hard to build. He's exposing the lies. So, he has been helpful in a way because he has made people challenge some doctrines that they thought was unique to Christianity. The doctrine of tithing. There's still loads and loads of them still collect tithes. They still do. It will always be a part and parcel of Christianity. Unless the person realizes that, no, this is not something that is required of me. So, but he's good for, freeze. For challenging the norm. But people mustn't stop at him. Don't stop at, because that's what I did. Yes, I listened to him, but then go and do my own homework too. Go and do my own research. The only thing he is missing is the Damascus Road experience, his origins. Who knows? He's probably had his Damascus Road experience.
Have a gift exchange month. That would be a great idea. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Everybody gives each other gifts. We have to learn how to share. Sharing is the giving of Christianity. But see, money for ticket now.
So, you see, he's come to correct Christianity. And so, how God will want it is that we all share. The rich will share with the poor. The poor, with benefits. So it's what do you call that kind of system now? Where, the rich assist the poor and everyone just, we share everything we have. That's the kind of thing he was promoting. But this guy is problematic. Very problematic. I pity the people who are listening to him.
Problem. We are our problem. You want a new Nigeria, but you want to continue breaking the law. You want to continue living without consequence. Somebody say, Daddy Freeze, what if they pick you? Me, maybe that's why I don't want a new Nigeria, because I'm used to the old one. Maybe that's why I've not jackpot. Whether you like it or not, you need to understand I have money to jackpot. Worst case scenario, I go rent a council flat. But see na money for ticket now I no get for my family members. She na visa, no me, I don't even need visa. At least you see me carry my pikin, my 7-year-old pikin, I carry and fly business class. So the money to, but my problem is, will I be able to adapt to a government that is sane?
These words are profound. He's saying that the Nigerian system is broken. But however broken it is, he'd rather stay there. Because that's all he has known. It's an insane government, insane society. And so him who is insane cannot now go and live in a sane country. He would not be able to function there. The Nigerian people want change. But hey, you may not get the change you're looking for. He says he's got money. He says, look, I've got money to leave Nigeria and go anywhere I want. I took my son, my 7-year-old son, I flew him business class. I can decide to take my entire family. We go over to the UK, rent a council flat, and we're good. So, but I cannot live in a sane country. I am too insane to live in a sane country.
I am 46 years old. I'm going to be 47 this year. I have lived in insanity all my life.
See?
I have lived in an asylum all my life. You now want me to live among normal people in a civilization? Mama,
you will go crazy.
So maybe that's why some of us are used to the old Nigeria, and we kind of want it like that, because the new Nigeria requires even us to change. And it's not that we don't want to change. I am not sure if we can still change again. We don't.
So people are crying for change. They want change. But he's saying it's impossible. It's completely, well, not exactly 100% impossible, but at least 95% impossible. He likened the people to there's a delicacy that Nigerians eat, is dry fish, right? Fish, you smoke the fish after you've the fish is fresh, then you smoke the fish and then put it on skewers, right? When you put it on skewers, it's bent like this, and it stays that way until you need it for your dishes. Then you come and take it apart. So you're saying that people are like that kind of fish, bent, stiff, ain't going nowhere. So how can you be expecting change when you have adapted to the broken system? These are the words of a preacher. These are the words of a Christian apologist, the words of a Jesus. Because don't forget, what I did when I started this to show you the pedestal he put himself on, right? How God has revealed to him, specially his message. So him and God have this close relationship, right? But here he is. He said, no, change. Impossible.
We don't hold inside this madness. We've been mad for a long time. The madness don't blend with our normal DNA.
Madness blend with your DNA.
Una we don't date there. We una fit live among normal people. We no fit. But you that are going around campaigning for a new Nigeria, it is you that I'm worried for. Because you want to remain the old you. But the Nigeria will change. Driver don't spoil motor. You won't come change driver. Waiting do the motor. The motor, if you change driver, the driver will repair the motor. You have to have a new car and a new driver that knows how to drive well. Someone says we need to change. It's not what you need, it's what you are ready to do. Man, where they cheat on his wife, where they vex saying wife won't leave him. Saying wife they leave him, they cry up and down say, why your wife they leave you? Because she catch you with another man. She can't say she won't leave you. You can't they vex. That's Nigeria for you. We never accept consequence. God is solely responsible for all the good in our lives, and the devil is solely responsible for our bad. I won't go ask you which one you can't they do. Person will do Yahoo, make money, buy car. They'll say, congrats, this car is nice. How much did you buy? Say, 100 million. No. Oh, really? Woman, come out, check, remain bra, begin the fight for bank. Then one guy sent me a DM. Oh, but boy, aye yala yaba bio ni da.
Yeah.
If it's not my sissy, you know my job.
Oh my God.
You can't tell me, say, she I no get conscience.
Guys, I'm going to translate what he just said. And I hope I'm going to do this justice. Because I'm not Yoruba. Well, I kind of get what he just said. So he's talking about something what happened recently. This lady who, because I told you that there's a huge crisis in Nigeria. The decline in just the standard of living. Banks don't have money to give the people anymore. No, it's their money, but the banks haven't got it to give to them. Anyway, he's talking about a lady who stripped naked somewhere. I don't know the details of that story. And somebody sent him a message. I don't know what the person sent him, but he cursed that person. Let me take it back and see. Okay, talk too much. What he said to the person. Just I'll
person
translate.
Will do Yahoo.
I'll translate. Just give me a
make
second.
money, buy car. They'll say, congrats, this car is nice.
God.
How much did you buy? Say 100 million. No. Oh, really? Woman, come out, check, remain bra, begin the fight for bank.
Okay. So a woman took off her clothes. She only had a bra on and she was fighting in the bank. Okay. So
then one guy sent me a DM. Oh, but boy, yala.
So one guy sent him a DM. Is the words that are going to come out next, guys.
Yaba bio ni da. If you talk about sissy, you know my job. You can't tell me, say, she I no get conscience. She what if now my sister? Well, like a life, my sister do this.
So, our dear Christian apologist, spokesperson for Christ, someone sent him a DM when he was talking about this lady who stripped to her down to her bra and was fighting in the bank. Our friend here says, your father's father, I curse your father's father. And if he is dead, may fire burn his tomb, his burial. You know where your father's father, the one I'm cursing, wherever he's buried, may fire burn it and burn him while he is in there for having the audacity to send me that DM. And what did the DM say, guys? The person said to him, why are you talking about this lady like this? Don't you have a conscience? And he says, anyone I know will not behave like that. How dare she do that. The person who sent him the DM is trying to make him see sense that could it be, is as if the person is trying to, say, look, have a little heart for this person. Don't just go in. I hope you all understand what I'm saying, right? Did you understood that? So he's cursed the father's father of that person, and that if your grandfather is dead, may fire burn. You know what? Let me take that back. Let me listen to it again. Sorry, guys. Gosh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh my God.
Oh, really? Woman comot shirt, remain bra, begin the fight for bank. Then one guy sent me a DM. Oh, but boy, aye yala yaba bio ni da. It become a sissy. You know my job.
Oh God.
You can't tell me say she I no get conscience. She what if now my sister? Well, like
Yeah,
her
what
life,
if
my
it was
sister
your
do this
sister?
kind of thing today. Now wait till I go do him. Now me go call him out.
So the person who sent him the DM, who's received this curse from Daddy Freeze, was trying to let him know that, look, if it was your sister, you would tread softly. You would not go in too hard on that person. He says, you are cursed. Not only are you cursed, your mother's father's mother's father cursed. God damn. These people.
It's not about what she did, it's about the sensitivity of the time. And the reason why the law is so hard on her is not because of the crime, but because of the sensitivity. The life of penury. The Bible describes Jesus as being poor. Somebody said Jesus is not poor. Anybody that says that is a bastard. Anybody that tells that Jesus was not poor because the Bible said he was poor. Oh yes, I will show it to you. The Bible said Jesus was poor. So anybody that tells you that Jesus is not poor is a bastard. Just write it as a bastard. Bastard. That's his name. Oh yes. I'm here to point.
Jesus was poor. Anyone who says otherwise is a bastard. Write it down. Bastard, bastard, bastard. Okay?
As being poor. Somebody said Jesus is not poor. Anybody that says that is a bastard. Anybody that tells that Jesus was not poor because the Bible said he was poor. Oh yes, I will show it to you. The Bible said Jesus was poor. So anybody that tells you that Jesus is not poor is a bastard. Just write it as a bastard. Bastard. That's his name. Oh yes. I'm here to point finger in the eye of the teachers of the religious law. They're thieves. They're liars. Oh, you don't believe that Jesus was poor? Let's go to the Bible. I'm going to explain some Bible for you right now today. Oh, I love the Bible. I can teach it at night with my eyes closed when you wake me up. Please wake up, it's 2 a.m. You see, the difference between me and you is they can teach you the rubbish they are teaching you because you don't know the Bible. They can't bring it near me. Tell them, do you know how many times do you know how many videos I have on YouTube? Like nearly 50. Each time I do the video, I remember to insult them. So I'm sure if after that, they might not have watched the whole 50, but maybe they have watched one and they have seen the insult I gave them and they cannot reply. Do you know why? Because they don't have any Bible backing for their teachings. Their teachings are sentiment-based, not Bible-based. My teachings are Bible-based. Somebody said he
The reason why your pastors can take advantage of you is because you don't know your Bible. They can't bring it to me. I was there when the Bible was written. I know I know how, what. I know it all. The confidence of this guy is on a the level of confidence in the thing called the Bible, what he's teaching from. But sadly, even him himself hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. Even him himself believes in talking donkeys, talking snakes. Jesus walked on water, virgin impregnated by a ghost. And you tell people that you know what you're talking about. You're a joke. Joke. Is he catching any hell from other pastors in his area? Oh, he did. He did receive quite a. Because yes, he was You see, he was challenging a whole system of worship, a whole that had gone on for years. This Nigerian version of Christianity, he was challenging it. But in challenging it, he was bringing his own unique version of Christianity. Uncommon. He's the only one saying this stuff. And so, but in his case, he has got clout. He may not have a building, but he has got people. He has got the people tuning in to listen. So anything he says, those pastors were really at their wits' end. Oh, they started cursing this guy. Let me tell you, they made Christianity just look like a big joke. Left, right, and people who are supposed to be the mouthpieces of God cursing each other. I don't see a man following this joker. Men follow him. Hey Mojo, I see Mojo. MOTG meaning this guy is privately an atheist. I've heard that being said by a lot of people. I was in his chat 2 weeks ago, and I put a question: Are you a Christian? Was my question, and he says, "Oh, yeah." He says, "Oh, I see your name. You're an atheist. I respect atheists, but there are a lot of issues in atheism." Okay. He said one of these days we will look at the issues of atheism. Okay, fine. Go ahead and do it. I'll be there to review it. Right? But he says no, he is a Christian. Just that his own Christianity is different, but he is a Christian.
Gio said Jesus was not poor.
Hey,
Tell him
Brian
that what I said about it,
Stevens.
Gio. That Gio does not know his real father. Because if he knows his real father, he will not come and lie about the Son of Man. He will not come and portray the Son of Man who died, who paid the ultimate price, who was the first fruit of the tomb for our salvation. He will not come and lie. And the sheep will inherit heaven, while the goats, that's Matthew 25:41 now, the goats will inherit hellfire with the devil. What does it take to be a sheep? Take care of the poor. What does it take to be a goat? Ignore the poor. So those of you see, this guy is extremely stupid. This Paragon Photographs is extremely stupid. He's been annoying me on my page since. I've been teaching him. Of course, when you come to me, I respond with scriptures. I'm a teacher of the word. If there's anything God has given me a unique gift of, is understanding, interpreting, and teaching of the word, the scripture. If you wake me up, some people need to be good. If you wake me up and I rise like this, that if it's what it is, I'll teach you immediately. It's my gift. And God continually encourages me by nourishing me with his wisdom.
God encourages.
He came to my page, I taught him. He's still trying to support his doctrine of foolishness that was handed over to him by thieves who are robbing him blind. For you to be rich in heaven, on earth and in the heavens, is through the poverty of Jesus. Now, let me tell you the funny thing. Muslims know this. That is why Islam has 5 pillars. Salat, which is prayer, Hajj, which is going to the Holy Land, fasting, I've forgotten what it's called in Arabic, Zakat, and the poverty of Jesus continues till today. He said, when I come in my glory, Matthew 25:32. All it takes for you to be a candidate of heaven or for you to be a candidate of hellfire is what you do with the poor. And I beg God on my behalf and on your behalf to teach you the importance of poverty. We look at it in the Pentecostal church. We're all taught that poverty is a sin, is a curse. That's my message, and the message is over.
So he narrowed down his teaching to what would take you to heaven or to hell? The deciding factor of who gets to go to heaven and who gets to go to hell is what you do with the poor. The poor you will always have among you, says the Bible, the scriptures. So it's as though God is deliberately planting the poor people there. God is deliberately making the poor people poor as a yardstick to see how people will react and treat those poor people, so God can determine who gets to go into heaven or who gets to go into hell. So if you treat the poor, you treat them well, treat them how God wants you to treat, then that's your automatic pass into that. These are his ideas. These are his, because don't forget, he said that God gave him this uniquely. God gave him, it's a special gift from God. All of this, you see.
I'm going to join you at 11 o'clock. We're going to have a nice time. But this is the meat series, and the meat series is going to continue for the...
Brian Stevens says, well, when you say it like that, it still doesn't track. Well, Brian Stevens, you know, I'm not trying to make it track. I'm trying to break down what he's saying, his version of Christianity, right? Of course, what he's saying doesn't track. Absolutely not. But, well, I've got to try and make you guys figure out what on earth this man's trying to say.
For the better part of this week into our Sunday morning book. How do we purge ourselves from all these erroneous translations?
How? Tell us.
We're focusing on the spiritual interpretation of Scripture, the anagogical interpretation, ignoring the literal and the moral.
All right, okay.
Funny enough, with 5 to 10 churches on every street, we are less moral than nations that don't have God. Obviously, we just think we have God. God in Nigeria is an allegory.
Oh.
Because Nigerians...
Guys, did you hear that? God in the whole country of Nigeria is an allegory. Oh, by the way, he's half Nigerian, half Romanian. Dad Nigerian, mom Romanian. I feel so sorry for the Nigerian Christians. When someone tells you that the God that you think is an allegory. Wow.
Do not know who God is.
Sorry,
and
let
I'm
me
going to
take that
prove
back.
this.
Nigerians don't know who God is? Okay, let's see.
Obviously, we just think we have God. God in Nigeria is an allegory. Because Nigerians do not know who God is. And I'm going to prove this with one scripture as we officially end. 1 John chapter 4 verse 8. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. 1 John 4:8. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. Using this verse, I want to ask you, do Nigerians know God? Do Nigerians know God? Do Nigerians know God?
Okay,
do Nigerians know God? My TikTok family? Do Nigerians know God? My beautiful TikTok family, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Do Nigerians know God?
What do you want them to say? They do, they don't?
Do Nigerians know God? The answer is no. Because who does not love does not know God. God is not by praying. God is not by fasting. You don't know God by fasting. You don't know God by going to church 5 times a week. You know God by love. Those who
Love,
cannot
love.
love do not know God. Take care. God bless you. See you at 11 o'clock. We're going to be talking about.
Guys, please, can someone explain to me what does it mean to love? What when you say the God of a whole country, it's an allegory, right? Because the people in the country don't know how to love. If you know how to love, then you love God. So, what kind of love are we talking about? Is it between me and my husband, or what? Me and my boyfriend? Me and my friend? What kind of love? And I don't know. Like, there's only one. Scapegoat Iscariot. Scapegoat Iscariot, listen. You are not you are not listening. Look, when someone tells you that you don't know God because you don't love, that is a very it's a very heavy statement. There is a whole lot more involved in what he means. I know what he means. And what's his name in chat? I don't know if you're still here. If you can hear me, AJ Alex, if you're still here, I'm sure you would know exactly what he's trying to say here. Yes, he just insulted every Nigerian on the planet. Thank you, Brian Stevens. Thank you. He has said even worse things. That's a very loaded statement when you say that the reason why they don't know God is because they don't love. In my humble opinion, this is my opinion. My humble opinion is, and this is based on um, his behavior from the past. There was one time, it was his birthday. He just started this online thing. What he started doing. He's been doing it for the last 4 years. It was his birthday, and he came on to stream, but he was upset, and he said, uh, two people called him to wish him happy birthday from the group of people following him, but that only two gave him a gift. One gave him a gift of 20,000 naira, and one, I don't know what the other person gave him, but only two people gave him a gift, and he was upset. That, so I've been teaching you all, I've invested my time, I've invested my energy teaching you all, and what do I get? I only get two people wish me happy birthday, and one gave me 20,000 naira. He was so upset. The next thing he said, now I understand why your pastors take advantage of you all. Said, you deserve the pastors that you have. No wonder your pastors take advantage of you. You're too tight with your money. He told the people, no wonder. And ever since then, his message changed. He was going after these so called men of God, but now most of them are his friends. Because he started to see that no, there is no benefit in going against. The money is on the side of the people I'm attacking. And the people who I'm thinking I'm helping, who should be throwing their monies at me, they're not throwing their monies at me. And I'm here attacking these other people who have got the money. Or could I just start dancing to their tune instead? So when he says, if you don't love, you don't know God, very loaded. So if you understand all I've just said, you probably you can suss what he means. I bet if you give him $10,000, that's you loving. You're loving, and you know God. You're already convinced that he's just another snake. Okay, all right. Nobody needs his permission to love. Egwesi Okapu, I think he's in pains, like most African Christians. However, he has some knowledge. This right here is the problem. This right here is the problem. And it will be addressed by him as well. I'll come to it. Guys, okay, let me ask you all a question. You want answers, so you have a dilemma. You're looking for answers. And they tell you, this is hypothetical now, hypothetically. They tell you that only one person can solve your problem. Right? This dilemma that you have, only one person can help. But that one person who you need for help is a felon, criminal. But they can help you. But they're a felon. So let me ask you, would you still, this is just a question. There are no right or wrong. I'm just curious, just want to know what you guys' thoughts are. The person is a felon, convicted felon. But you need some form of help. And they're telling you now that the one person who can help is the convicted felon. Will you still go to the person for help or no? I'm curious. You have to know what the label says. Sell your snake oil, right? You do. Aha. Paul says, what kind of pains are you? Yes, exactly. What kind of pains? AJ Alex, what knowledge, sir? Please explain. Thank you. Those are the questions we need to ask. And let's we're nearly finished with this video. Nearly finished.
About we're going to be back. Oh, light has gone. We're going to be talking about, can this one contain himself? We're going to be talking about our secular topic, our usual topics, and we had such a wonderful time yesterday. It's called Second Wife or Side Chick, the pros and the cons. This is a modern world construct, even though second wives and concubines in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings.
This is the one.
Popular prophet Israel of Genesis, his name is Israel Ogundikpe, who has been on trial since 2011, was charged with 7 counts of obtaining by stealing, inducing delivery of money by false pretenses, unlawful conversion of property, and forgery. These are the charges. And this really saddens me, especially since this is one of the few prophets, or I don't like calling people men of God. I like calling them pastors or prophets. This is one of the few ones who preaches a good message, or a relatively good. I don't agree with his doctrine, but if you listen to some of his teachings, You'd listen to this, for instance. Before spending 10 million for me, show me how you've established your wife. Show me how you've established your mother. These are messages that are rare from behind pulpits these days. And I feel really bad because
So this is just perfect. Ewesi Okapu just came in just with that comment at the right time. Guys, this is the Jesus spokesperson who has the message from God. There was a pastor in Nigeria that was jailed, convicted, right? Let me tell you what his offense was. Give me 1 second. Let me see. What was this offense again? Okay, just give me 1 second. I will just his offense. Let's see here. That's where the charges again. Right. Okay. So I'll just read this. Popular Lagos prophet, Israel, Genesis, sentenced to jail for fraud. Justice Olabisi Akindele of the Lagos State High Court, Abuja, has sentenced popular Lagos-based clergyman, Prophet Israel Ogundugwe, aka Israel Genesis, for fraud. Ogundugwe, who is the shepherd in charge of the Celestial Church of Christ, Global Genesis Parish, was arraigned before the court following a petition filed by a UK-based architect, Mrs. Olaide Williams Oni, who accused him of obtaining a total of 17 million naira from her with the promise to help her procure some landed property. In her testimony before the court, she had told the court that she met the popular prophet in 2002 during her visit to Nigeria when she was taken to his church for prayers by her stepsister. The presiding judge found that the clergyman guilty of 2 of the 7 charges brought against him and dismissed the remaining 5 over lack of evidence. So this guy was sentenced for fraud. So let's go and hear what our dear friend has to say about this.
who preaches a good message or a relatively good. I don't agree with his doctrine, but if you listen to some of his teachings, you'd listen to this, for instance. Before spending 10 million for me, show me how you've established your wife. Show me how you've established your mother.
Okay, Brian.
These are messages that are rare from behind pulpits these days. And I feel really bad because
what kind of message? Daddyfreeze, can you hear yourself? The preacher is telling the people, before spending money on me, spend on your mother and your family first. Then whatever is left over, bring to me. And Daddyfreeze, to you, that is a good message. That is the message you're applauding. Men of God are scam begging. These people who are men of God are scam begging. and we're applauding them. If God truly sent any man of God, the proof that God sent any man of God is that they don't beg nobody for money. The one who called them. This is how I know that the God they speak about does not exist. Because if he did, he will see to it that the one he called specifically for his job is well taken care of and can do the work without needing to beg anybody. Imagine a preacher stand on his pulpit and say, before you spend money on me, who do you think you are? That someone will come and spend money on you. Go and spend money on your mother. Go and spend money on your wife. What is wrong with you? They just think they're so important. Spend for your mother and before you spend for me. That means what he's saying is, I still expect you to bring some of your money, but take care of home first, so that I'm not looking like the greedy pastor while I'm a greedy pastor. The man has been done for fraud. This is the same guy they said he went and listened to T.D. Jakes' books and became a pastor from reading T.D. Jakes' books. Well, sorry guys.
I don't know how he got himself into this.
You don't know. He's a thief.
I don't know him from anywhere, but if he also wants to, Lawrence Anini for qualifying past David to write Psalm. If now waiting David do, if I'm not qualified to write Psalm. So at the end of the day, it's not about who David is or what he did. It's about, okay, this is his word. This is his message. And let's have that. You guys don't understand the kind of people you have there. People that would call for the first person that can run to the pulpit with $1,000. That's the message behind pulpits these days.
Here we are.
If anybody here, God is going to bless you into the next year if you can come with 1 billion naira. Then you now have somebody who is telling you, before you give me this 1 billion naira, give your wife first. Before you give me this 20 million naira, give your mother first.
Low, Daddy Freeze.
And that's the one we want to put in.
Daddy Freeze, the bar is set so low. You are endorsing a convicted felon. Guys, this Daddy Freeze went on to still platform the guy. Still went on to seek him out. Come and give me your version of things. Still brought him on his path to come and speak about what truly happened. How did you get yourself? And then he came and was talking all sorts of lies. This guy's rhetoric is dangerous, man.
Inside prison because of one sin he has committed. At the end of the day, we'll lock all our Moses, all our David, we'll lock them up.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Right? Please listen to this
message. And let's have that. You guys don't.
So as far as Daddy Freeze is concerned, so long as a pastor is preaching a good message, we should overlook everything they do wrong. So long as they can get that message that can get us going. What if they've just gone to go and listen to T.D. Jakes? Well, the one he's talking about, they say he started his ministry by listening to T.D. Jakes. He was binge watching T.D. Jakes. So, but because the pastor is preaching one thing that we like, what do? Turn a blind eye to everything else. Hey, Phil, the bar set so low, Daddy Freeze. And that makes me question you, question your morals. A thief is a thief. These men that claim to be speaking on behalf of God, they will get away with murder. They have gotten away with murder and nobody lifts a finger. The ones who you were expecting that would challenge them, that would do something about it, They just come along and tell you, just overlook. Anyway, let me repeat what you just said. Gosh, just sickens me, man.
You don't understand the kind of people you have there. People that would call for the first person that can run to the pulpit with $1,000. That's the message on behind pulpits these days. If anybody here, God is going to bless you into the next year if you can come with 1 billion naira. Then you now have somebody who is telling you, before you give me this 1 billion naira, give your wife first. Before you give me this 20 million naira, give your mother first. And that's the one we want to put inside prison because of one sin he has committed. At the end of the day, we'll lock all our Moses, all our David, we'll lock them up. Then we will have all our Judas walking. We will have all our Jezebels.
Guys, did you hear that? When you lock up people for the wrong that they have done, he was convicted. This thing went to court. The judge found him guilty. And here is this Christian apologist saying, no, you shouldn't lock him up. Just let him go free because he preaches a good message. By the time you lock one up, next thing you know, you're going to lock up your Moses, lock up your Abraham, lock up your Daniels. Lock all them the fuck up. Fucking lock all of them up. They fucking deserve it. What the fuck? Excuse my language. What is this? What is this? Okay, you know what? When someone starts speaking like this, guys, guys, these are my opinions, okay? When someone starts telling you, let's just allow some leeway for bad behavior, the chances are there are some things that are not open to the public that if they get out, Freeze too will be looking for somebody to speak good about him. It's all coded. This is all just because otherwise, why would you be saying this? Why would you be saying this? Immature as hell. Do you hear me? There's an amount of pain that comes from unfulfilled desires. Whose fault is that? Unfulfilled desires. If it is unfulfilled, find another desire that you can fulfill now. Don't make your trouble everyone else's. A pain that comes from unfulfilled desires. We all have that. All of us have unfulfilled desires. That does not allow us to now excuse bad behavior. If you have been praying for over 40 years with no result, then cognitive dissonance sets in. Praying for over 40 years with no results. Could it be that your God does not exist, hence why your prayers are not being answered? Could it be you've got the wrong religion? Could it be that it is all just nonsense to begin with? You need to go back. Go to the drawing board. Go and start all over again. Where did I get it wrong? Pray for 40 years and your God hasn't answered you. The chances are that God you think you're speaking to, he's not even there to begin with. It doesn't exist. No, we need to tell the truth for once. We need to start telling ourselves the truth. You have any unfulfilled desires, guys? Don't kill yourself over it. Move on to the next. Find you a desire that you can fulfill. Sorry, guys, just so upsetting. I'm just 40 years. That's my number. 40 years. Scapegoat Iscariot, and me too. welcome to African Christianity, and we're not supposed to question any of this. No, and you see, this is, I will question. Once upon a time, I couldn't question. But when I realized that it was all a pack of lies, virgins do not get pregnant by ghosts. Ghosts do not impregnate young girls. Because two people ate a fruit. Now, daddy thinks the best solution now is to impregnate his own daughter, his own creation, with himself. Where is the logic in that? Where is the logic in that? So you know that whole Jesus, Christ, and Christ, this. If virgins don't get pregnant by ghosts, that whole Jesus narrative debunked. Completely debunked. When are we going to question this virgin birth thing? This virgin birth claim. When are we going to question it? Some other people will tell you, another scripture says it is not virgin, it is young maiden. Okay, no, right. Young maiden. But Jesus came through the young maiden. So whether it was a virgin, whether it was a young maiden, God needed to impregnate a girl to bring about his plan. The same God that punished Eve in her womb did not realize that he would still need the womb of a small young girl to birth his baby. Christianity has no logic. The logic in Christianity, and here we are, excusing bad behavior for a religion that is founded on lies. Atheist, he's no better than his God character. The rapist is forgiven, but the victims, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Sorry for anyone trapped in this whole, in this, who actually fears the impossibility of hell, or those who do not believe in it at all. Both are trapped. The Bible comes apart in many ways, but the main thing is the morality they don't have. Guys, it's just the Christian logic. I bring it to question. Daddy Freeze, this is a challenge for you. You call yourself a Christian. That means you, Daddy Freeze, who thinks that you are the solution to Christianity. That means you believe that story too. Yet you have set yourself on a high pedestal. You have told the people that you have come to poke your hand in the eyes of religious leaders. Guess what, Daddy Freeze? You have made yourself exactly one of those people you're trying to poke eyes. And I'm poking my hands in your eyes too. I'm not a religious leader. I don't believe in God. But I can look at the claims of you all and work out that somebody is lying somewhere. Your book is made of lies. Your book starts with a lie. The Bible starts with a lie. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. If in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, can someone please tell me? Okay, this is a question to all of you in chat. Question. The Bible starts off by saying, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So clearly, there was no humans on earth. So please, can someone tell me who was there in the beginning? Who was the one witnessing the events at the beginning and lived to tell the tale? So, question to you all. Who was standing there? The Bible starts by saying, where's my Bible? Let's see. Let's see the first line. First line of the Bible. First few lines. Paul's that says there's always someone with the phone recording what's in the beginning. There was no phone. Look, God couldn't find anywhere to write his laws. He wrote them on stones. Stones. God wrote on stones. God wrote on stones. Stones. Anyway, let's see here. See here. Let's see. Genesis. You can't be a Christian if you need your brain. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, right. So this particular one says, the story of creation. So it's a story. In the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning, when God created the universe. So we're talking universe things now. So not just planet things and earthly things. We're talking universe. That's the scripture. The one I'm reading, it's Good News Bible. So the earth was formless and desolate. The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the Spirit of God was moving over the water. Then God commanded, "Let there be light," and light appeared. God was pleased with what he saw. Then he separated the light from the darkness, and he named the light day, and the darkness night. Then God commanded, "Let there be a dome to divide the water and to keep it." So my question is, please, who is this person? Who is this here that was there? I hope you guys are catching my drift. Please, someone tell me, who was the person standing there and checking out the story? I believe it. I believed it. You questioned it, right? Questioning God's judgment is forbidden, and I always did it. No. I think what I'm going to do, either a video or a stream, I'm going to highlight the people who questioned God in the Bible. How can you tell folks that they cannot question? You are not to ask. You're not to what's that thing they always say? You can't question God. How are you told that you can't question God? And the book is full of people questioning God. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. There are people questioning the God in the Bible. And then you turn around and tell us not to question God. Even with Jesus, when Jesus was here on earth, the people who stood with him still found it hard to believe him. Someone said, "If you are truly Christ, let me poke my hand in your holes to see that it is truly you." Even the ones that walked with him, that saw him, doubted him. And then they tell you, don't question. You see? Guys, we need to question everything that we were taught. Question everything that we were told in these religious centers. You can't believe it was Fred. It was Fred. Okay. All right. I agree. What heretic translation do you read from? No, I was reading that's the Good News Bible. Yes, uh it says universe when God created the universe. Yes. Mm-hmm. Not your whole hand. Hell no. Fred was a dinosaur who existed before time. Time was a bad idea. Also, it was Fred, the dinosaur. Okay, cool, cool, cool beans. Cool beans. All right, this video is nearly over.
We will have them roaming the streets behind pulpits in political power because we have judged David for his sin. We have judged this person is calling me now is worse than all the people we're talking about. You know? So if and another thing is there's the other angle to this. Some people will say he doesn't preach, he doesn't practice what he preaches. That is also wrong. If he doesn't practice what he preaches, I beg his church members to tell him that look, that thing he's preaching, that is making sense. And this is where they say you should not judge. Have you okay, because they've not caught you for your own sin. Anybody can make a mistake. Anybody can make can have an error. But does that devalue his message?
Well, guys, I'll let you all answer the question. Anybody can make an error, but does that devalue the message? 1 second. Okay, guys. Sorry, you're late. Oh, nearly done. But for you, I'll stay 5 more minutes.
Do you want to delete all your alarms?
What? I'm not talking to Siri. Not you. I was talking.
Okay, I won't.
All right, thank you. I was talking to Hunter Biden's laptop, and Siri just picks it up. Should I delete all your alarms? Don't you dare. Right. Oh, this has been good. Hunter Biden's laptop. I need to introduce you to this guy who I've just talked about tonight. Hunter Biden's. It is. He reckons he has got this special message. All the patriarchs of Christianity in Nigeria, in Africa, they all got it wrong. The things that people thought they knew in Christianity, they don't know. It's all lies. He's the only one that has the truth. He has the truth. And he's preaching and he's making money off it. He is making money. 1 million subscribers, well, nearly 1 million subscribers on Instagram. Wait, hang on. On Instagram, he's got nearly 1 million subscribers. On TikTok, I think it's about 50,000. On YouTube, 127K. Yeah, 917K. 917,000 followers. And his profile. Okay, let me share. Might as well just share this. Share his profile on Instagram. So his the write-up on his profile says he's Lucifer, servant of Yahweh Most High, scripture teacher, convener of hashtag Free the Sheeple, leader of hashtag Free Nation in Christ, first Nigerian Nickelodeon Award winner. So those are the messages. He's very active on there, very active, has got some real problematic views. Problematic views. But this is what people want. This is what people listen to. Gosh, we need to hear when he starts cursing at people. In fact, let me see if I can find. Just give me a second. Let me find the video quickly. So you can hear him cursing at the people he's preaching to. Find it. Oh, actually, yes. It's on Facebook, on YouTube. Yes, on YouTube. Yes, on YouTube. Just 1 second. I find the video. There was one video where he showed himself. Oh, okay. I think it's this one. Right. I think it's this one. Okay. Let's see if I can share. Okay, share this one. Right. Okay. Let's show you. I think it's this one. Well, there's loads of them, but this is just one I can find. No, hang on. Oh, sorry. I thought I
My
was sharing.
attention has been drawn to a video I released circa 2 years, 7 months ago. Hi, guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. My attention has been drawn to a video I released circa 2 years, 7 months ago, while addressing some pertinent issues that arose back then. I apologize for the delivery of my message and for any insult to Bishop David Oyedepo in that video, as I did not in any way intend to dishonor, disrespect, or disregard the person of the bishop. The perceived intention to the contrary is regretted. My methods of addressing doctrinal issues have long since evolved to a more scriptural and less confrontational approach. I was and still am very passionate in my quest to address what I believe are unresolved doctrinal issues, however, from a more amiable perspective. I am of the firm belief that for a faith to thrive, we as Christian believers have to, as a collective, be open to absorbing new theological and doctrinal frames of reference, as against the faith model subsumed in unchallengeable beliefs. This, I believe, can be achieved in love for the furtherance of our
Hey,
faith.
Misty.
So help me God.
That's not the video I wanted. Is it?
What I want to say in this video is that
am I doing? Guys, can you guys see me still? Do you guys see me? Where am I? I've lost I've lost oh, okay. Now I'm losing myself in my own stream again. Just give me 1 second. Let's see here. Guys, let me play this one for you guys. Like I said, Freeze and these pastors, they started coming at each other, all because of the tithing doctrine. Freeze was saying, "You all patriarchs of Christianity, you've got it wrong. You're scamming the Christians. Tithing is not a Christian doctrine, and you all collect tithe. Anyone who's paying a tithe is a goat." And one of the pastors, let me show you the response. So this person who you're about to watch, he owns the largest church in the whole of Africa. Well, two structures are being built right now that are bigger than his, but currently he owns the largest structure. His building seats 100,000 people in one go. You can fit 100,000 people in his church. Let me show you what he had to say to Freeze. Okay, let me share. Give me 1 second. Okay. Mad dog. Guys, all of this because the man was challenging the methods of the Christianity, the patriarchs of Christianity in the whole country. The people who the, you can't make this up. Christians will come along and tell you, "Oh, he's not a real Christian. How is he not a real Christian? Yet he's got the largest Christian denomination in the whole of Africa." So if he who owns the largest one is not the real Christian, then who is the real Christian? Somebody tell me who is. All this is it get worse, guys. It gets worse. All this because the guy was trying to point out that you guys have it wrong. My goodness. Value of what? Hmm. Oh, you're not hearing it? You can't hear it? Hang on. Oh shit. Oh,
Where will your position be? That is
I'm
if you are
so
able to study
sorry.
such a course.
Oh no,
Or if you are in a
sorry about
mathematics
that. Oh, I'm
class
so sorry.
with Pastor E.A. Adeboye,
Why
ask
didn't you
yourself,
guys?
where will you be found
Why didn't you
in a
say
mathematics class
something?
where
Oh,
he did the first degree in mathematics and
I am so sorry. I I apologize. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh
at this
no.
moment it is imperative
Okay.
for us to
Let me do
address
this.
certain issues for the sake
Oh,
of
I'm so
upcoming
sorry,
generations.
guys.
Otherwise, at this moment it is imperative for us to address certain issues for the sake of upcoming generations. Otherwise, when evil is allowed to persist, it will become viewed as good. The culture of respect is a well-rooted scriptural Bible culture. In Acts chapter 23 and in verse 5, when Paul the apostle spoke in a careless way regarding the high priest Ananias, and his attention was drawn, he immediately withdrew his words and apologized. The culture of respect is also a deeply rooted African culture. So strong that in parts of this country, in the West, children prostrate men to greet fathers and elders. Yesterday, a man drew my attention from America
Yes, that's it.
regarding a video that was mimicking God's servant Bishop David Oyedepo, posted by the mad dog called Freeze. Mad dog emphasized. Somebody said, Pastor, why do you call a person a dog? Jesus did that first. He called Herod a wild dog, a fox. I said mad dog because that is spot diagnosis. When you are medical or you study medicine, there's something we call spot diagnosis, where you know a sickness by just looking at the patient without even asking. That is mad behavior. That is schizophrenia, schizophreniform illness. That is mania. That is bipolar disorder. That is attention-seeking psychopathic disorder. A man looking for attention by all means, and doing that by pulling down people who build value over the years. Someone said something, and he said that they called him a bastard. I believe that that title is not less than what it is, because if that is not the title to be called, when last,
Guys, this is so think of, so in America you've got Kenneth Copeland, you've got the big guys, Benny Hinn, TD Jakes, all those people. These are the Nigerian versions of those folks. They can't take criticism. This is how they respond to someone challenging. And this guy wasn't even challenged. It wasn't even him it was directed at. It was directed at a different one who's older. But because they have this thing, respect culture, right? You've got to respect one who's older than you. So they bring that into Christianity as well, and tell you that the Bible even condones respect for your elders. So when your elders are doing wrong, you are not to say anything. You're just to allow them just, free reign, because they're your elders. So this person is pointing out that your patriarchs, the big guys, who is worth $150 million, and was offended because he doesn't think you've got the right numbers. He thinks he's worth more. They're questioning his methods. And this one is this person who you're listening to is angry on behalf of his other, the bigger, because these Christian preachers, there's a hierarchy. The one who has been insulted by Freeze, he's at the top of the highest top. There's two who share that top seat, and one of the two is insulted. So now the other pastors, below them, those two, they are offended on behalf. That's what this is about.
did you behave like somebody who grew in a home? When last did you behave like somebody whose father gave him any morals, any value? When last did you behave like somebody who knows culture? What did your father teach you growing up? What did you learn as a child?
And here you are, wifeless, houseless, jobless, can't keep a wife, can't keep a job, can't keep nothing. And you are commenting about someone who is speaking concerning marriage, that has been married successfully for close to 40 solid years. When last did a tailor advise a surgeon how to operate? When last did the carpenter tell a senior advocate of Nigeria how to stand in a court to defend the case? What do you know about marriage? Who can't keep a home? What do you know about life and success and destiny? Who is a baggage of moral bankruptcy, a baggage of emptiness of character? Talking about people who you are never up to and will never be up to if they give you 1,000 lifetimes.
Wow.
If you are in the same class of architecture with Bishop David Oyedepo, ask yourself, where will your position be? That is, if you are able to study such a course. Or if you are in a mathematics class with Pastor E.A. Adeboye, ask yourself, where will you be found in a mathematics class where he did a first degree in mathematics and then applied mathematics in masters? Where will you?
Guys, this person's talking, he was a medical doctor. Him and his wife were both medical doctors. When they got the call from God, the call to serve God full time, they gave up the medical profession to serve God. So all that medical phrases he's coming up with, yes, he is Dr. Pastor Paul, Dr. Paul Pastor, whatever, I don't know his titles. But both him and his wife were both medical doctors, and they are now preachers. It was in his church, guys. I don't know if you guys remember the stream that I did here. The lady who was in church, and she came forward with a ring. The ring fell from her vagina. The ring dislodged from her vagina in this man's church. And this man said she's now free to go marry. The thing what's been stopping her from getting married is now released. That's what devil is doing now. A ring fell from someone's vajayjay inside church, and this man said that it's a medical doctor. A medical doctor. Signs is here we are saying that rings are falling from women's vaginas in church. Would it not have been better if he stayed a medical doctor? Okay, no, maybe not, because if he's a medical doctor and he believes that ring, when I say, you know what, let me find, as I have, Ian Davenport, I'm so sorry. I know my stream today has gone on for too long. How long have I been here? Let me check. I need to get out of here. Sometimes I just talk too much. Oh my goodness. Ian Davenport, okay. Guys, you still want to hear more or what? I need to talk too much, don't I? Okay, I'll go and find you. Let him talk his shenanigans, and then I'll end with the video of ring falling out from a vagina. Okay, we'll end with that one.
Will you be? Or his PhD in hydrodynamics with the Stokes equation specialty. Have you heard of that before? Or where would you be in our anatomy class? In pharmacology, pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics. What do you know about the pathogenesis of diseases? Have you ever heard of such before? What would be your rating in such classes? These are people who would have defeated you from the scratch if you were their age mate. And they will defeat you till tomorrow. Ask yourself this question. How many lifetimes will you need to be able to employ 35,000 people in your organization? That is what Bishop Oyedepo has done successfully and beyond that. How many lifetimes will you need to be able to run 2 universities, world class? Covenant University is among top 500 universities in the world. It's number 4 in Africa and number 1 in Nigeria. What value have you added? What do you have to offer? Other than to stay on the pulpit and speak of what you know nothing about. I advise you, you are already a cursed man. Already. A cursed man by virtue of bankruptcy of everything around you. But you better repent now. Otherwise, Jehovah, whom you have stood against, will deal with you and deal with your lineage. Let me give you a final counsel.
Wow.
Before you talk about married people and talk about people in ministry, go ahead, get yourself a wife, get yourself a family, succeed in the marriage. Then you have any audacity, temerity, or any effrontery to speak further on marriage or on any issue border on life success. Otherwise, you are a colossal, monumental, generational waste of existence. Second advice, since you are so interested in pastoring and in
God.
pastors, get yourself a church started from the scratch. Gather 100 people physically, and then gather them up to 1,000, and then gather them up to 10,000. And then when you are through with that, pray for their sick, deliver their oppressed, help their widows and orphans, and then run it successfully. Then you have an advice to give to anybody who is in ministry. Otherwise, close your mouth, close your mouth, close your irresponsible mouth forever and never to be heard. And for everyone who follow gullibly irresponsible personalities such as these, valueless entities, worthless entities, adding nothing to society, offering nothing, just don't waste your life. Go face your front and do what you need to do to make a mark in your generation. What you attack, you can't attract. What you hate, you can't have. What you like, you don't like, you must lack. Don't waste your life following a vehicle going nowhere. Don't waste your life listening to a man who is speaking on something he has no experience about. Don't waste your life. A caution to you, the curse of the Lord. When the young man spoke against Elisha, and said, bald-headed man of God, bald-headed man of God, the curse of the Lord overran them. The same curse is on you as you hear this. The same curse, except you retrace your step and make amends in the name of Jesus Christ.
God, he's so angry. My goodness, that's a preacher. Anyway, this is a quick. This is just 5 minutes long. This is me from a long time ago. So pardon the sound, the quality of the video. Everything was not so great then, but yeah, you get the gist. Following pastor, this man here has the biggest church in the whole of Nigeria. So this man was once a medical doctor. He left his profession to become a pastor. God called him, right? When God tells people to leave their professions of being a medical doctor to become a preacher, well, this is what God called him to do. Watch the following video and I'll be back with my thoughts.
Sir, this is strange. This is Sister Ebere James. She said that at the course of the ministration, she felt this ring fell off between her two legs. And she's 49 years trusting God to be settled and maritally. Physically.
Okay. Guys, that is the ring that fell out of the woman's vajayjay. She's been trusting God to be married. She's 45, been trusting God for marriage, has not been able to get married. She comes to this church for prayers, and guess what? It fell from her vag. Hey, dog. Hello. Good to see you. How many can she produce per day? Paul got that. The question to be asked here is it gold, silver? What are we dealing with here? Platinum? What? Guys, this lady said, she asked the people on the left, right, did you own this ring? No, it's not mine. Oh, must have fallen from me. I tell my Christianity. Christianity just okay.
Ask people around, did you own this ring? They say no.
She asked people
It
around.
came from between her legs.
In between her two legs.
Look at it, guys. Came from in between her two legs. Just let that sink in, okay? This is Christianity on steroids, where rings are falling from women's vaginas in churches. Amazing. I wonder what else will fall from women's vaginas in these churches. I wonder what else. Can they pull out a car from there? Can they pull out a Jeep? Me, I don't mind though. If you can do that, I'll be going. I will go next week. I'm trying to change my car is old, so it needs updating, right? Does this smell holy? Does it smell holy? Well, that's scapegoat. Scapegoats, you will have to go and take a whiff for yourself. Yeah, but please do not ask me to come with you. Okay, go and do it for us and come back and tell us, right? But let me just tell you this. Any vag that a ring can fall out from, I don't have high hopes of the smell. No, I'm not very hopeful that the smell would be good for human uh, consumption. Consumption, ingestion. What would you call that? Trisha said you're stopping me. Okay, all right, Trisha.
Declaration that he was making. I felt something just.
Are you just sitting and looking like that? Strange things are happening here. Strange things. Strange. We once prayed for a young lady before, and she came under power and began to push like she was in labor and pushed out a ring physically.
We have problems. This medical doctor in your church, a woman comes forward and says, a ring fell out of my vagina. You went to school of medicine. Studied anatomy, physiology. And here you are, because you call yourself a preacher, man of God, whatever. Here you are, accepting this story to be true. Why? Because we must pay for the 100-seater building must pay for itself. You've got to rake in this money somehow. You're telling me that your whole medical science doesn't make you question this story. He even goes further to say, oh, in fact, one time I was praying for this young girl and she starts to push out like she was in labor. And she pushed out a ring. Please, Christians, if any Christians are listening to me, if a ring falls out of your vag, stop whatever you are doing and run to your doctor. If your what's it called? OBGYN, somebody. Just like telling me that Mary got pregnant, a ghost came along and overpowered Mary and impregnated her. Ghosts don't impregnate young girls. What ghosts? Where do you see the ghosts? Okay, the emergency purse. Hey, Lord. Run to the pawn shop. No, Mystique, no, Mystique. No, don't do that. I'm trying here to give good advice. You see, I'm trying to be responsible. Not Mystique saying run to the pawn shop. Did you see the ring, Mystique? Even the pawn shop will reject it. Even the pawn shop would say, no, we don't accept that in here. That is without them even being told where it came. Did you see the look of the ring? Did you see it? Free of charge, I would not accept that. This is utter bullshit.
So yeah, you saw it.
Okay, right.
A ring fell from her vajayjay.
All right, Esther. Thank you. Thanks, Esther. Guys, Christianity. All sorts. And speak to other Christians. They'll tell you that's not real Christianity. No, they're not real Christians. Real Christians don't have rings falling out from the vaginas. But real Christians believe in a virgin birth. I hear you. I hear you. They are not real Christians. We don't believe in that sort of thing. We don't believe in such. We real Christians, we believe that our daddy up there impregnated the young girl with himself through the ghost. The ghost came down. Daddy went and daddy ejaculated in the heavenly bathrooms, put his seed inside the vial and gave it to the ghost. And the ghost took the vial, ran quick, while the specimen was still very warm. And he came down to find Mary and overpowered Mary and inserted the specimen up Mary. And they waited 9 months. They didn't even try, at least to. Mary was doing these people a favor. Mary was carrying God baby. God was utilizing Mary's rent a womb services because God needed a womb. God don't have a womb. God needs a womb. So got to rent a womb, Mary's womb. Couldn't even accord the woman small respect to give birth to God baby in a nice fancy hospital with the best of care because it's God baby. No, you want her to birth it in a barn, right, guys? Would you call a manger a barn? Birth with the animals. Never mind these people with their fancy. Have you seen pictures of the manger? They make baby Jesus look so golden. They wrap him up in a blanket, puts him in the hay, and make it look all so beautiful. And if truly she gave birth in such conditions, can you imagine the stench? Can you imagine the filth? Can you imagine? You expect this girl, and they reckon that Mary was between the ages of 12 and 14 years old. Just think about it for 1 second. Expect this. Okay, let me, for the sake of argument, she's 14. They allowed this 14-year-old carrying God baby to travel from I don't know how much distance. And you want her to come and birth you, God, in the dirtiest of. It doesn't compute. It does not compute. The same God who was using the rent-a-womb services of Mary was still the same one that accursed Eve's womb. Remember that, guys? He knew that thousands of years down the line, he would still need a womb for God baby, but still cursed. Right? We're still cursing. You look at the woman and say, "You, I curse you." Every time you go to give any woman that comes after you, you birth baby, you're going to groan in pain, and then and God still needs rent a womb services. God's logic just crazy logic. I don't know. God logic fail. Child, not woman. Child. You want this child to birth you, God, in the dirtiest. Think about just so many things. You just don't. And all that because two people ate a fruit. Because two people ate a fruit. All of that. Now we're punishing innocent. You know what, guys? If I carry on this way, I'm not going to leave. And then, I don't know why, guys. I don't know. Between Mary and Joseph, I don't know why Joseph's part in that story offends me more. Yes, that's just how I feel. He was a cuckold. Joseph was a cuckold. So they tell you this story of the man being the head of the home. Remember, for those of you who were Christians, the man is supposed to be the go-to in the family. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the head, right? So now, Mary and Joseph, they're engaged, right? Those two are together, engaged. So that in itself raises questions. God should have not even inserted himself in an engaged couple's relationship. They're engaged to be married. God had no business inserting himself in that mix. But, well, he's God, so he can do whatever he wants. Okay, which is fine. Do whatever you want. But then God completely skipped Joseph. Didn't bother with Joseph. Joseph is supposed to be the head, supposed to be the leader of this thing. He is going to be the future stepdaddy of God baby. But we totally skip him and go and appear to Mary. Mary, Mary, Mary. You have been favored. You have been favored for rent a womb services. Completely sidelining Joseph. Mary receives this thing from this angel, didn't think to consult Joseph. No. The angels, none of them, or God, or somebody, didn't think to consult Joseph. Nobody. They carry on with their plan. Impregnate the girl. And now she's pregnant. Can you imagine? How did the conversation go? It's not real, Esther. Calm down. Okay, I know. It's just, listen, once upon a time, I believed this story. I believed I was a Christian. I was neck deep in this thing. So pardon me when I'm going real. Just, I know that's how I can. That's how I rationalize this nonsense. That's how I can sleep at night and say, look, it was all bullshit. But why didn't it make sense to me then? Why didn't I see all these things then? Why? Why was that this? Didn't make sense. Huh? Okay, let me just quickly finish. Let me finish the story. I know it wasn't real dog, but let me finish it because I'm already on a roll here. Anyway, so they completely okay. No, now Mary has a task of revealing to Joseph that she's pregnant. Joseph, I've got something to tell you. Joseph, um, you know, me and you, we've never had sex, right? We're waiting for our wedding night. But Joseph, I'm pregnant. Joseph, pregnant? How? Where? What? It was a ghost. A ghost did it. A ghost told me that I would give birth to God baby. And he says, no, I want nothing to do with this. This is nothing to do with me. I never had sex with that woman. I never did. And so he starts thinking in his mind, God, I've got to do something. I've got to get rid of that woman. I never had sex with her. And guess what? Guys, he goes to sleep after being told that his missus is, future missus is expecting God baby. Then and only then did God and his cohorts decide to come and find Joseph, to come and whisper to him. They didn't even, you see, Mary, they appeared to her, I think, in real person. I don't know, face to face. In Joseph's case, they went in his dream. In his dream, to go and tell Joseph that Joseph was going to be the step daddy. They go in his dream. In his dream. They couldn't even, no respect for that guy at all. Joseph, who has the hard task of accepting this baby that he never fathered. That's what I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember that particular statement. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Guys, how many of you have gone to sleep and woken up and then your dream was so real? You're like, whoa. You're so thankful that you wake up, because sometimes it can be really, some of those dreams can be really, completely frightening. Joseph wakes up from this dream and did not think, oh, it was only a dream. Whew. He wakes up and believes that my dream was real. Yeah. It was a dream, but it is real. Real dream, real dream. Somebody, make it make sense, please. Please. Maybe Mary died because most punishments for anything in those days was death, even for sex out of wedlock. But didn't God know it was death was the punishment before he did what he did? God cheated on Joseph. You go and insert yourself into somebody who's already engaged. Mary was unavailable. Mary was unavailable for that act. I don't care how favored they thought she was. Blessed and highly favored among women, blah, 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 blah. She was not available for God. God is a cheat. Gosh. And once upon a time, many of us believed this story. There may be instructions to stone her, but there certainly aren't any instructions to take care of her and give her what she needs and yada yada. But scapegoat Iscariot, how is it that Mary has 50%? How is it that Jesus is 50% Mary's DNA? I thought they just wanted the rent-a-womb services. So they needed her eggs. What was Jesus? What's it? 50%. So Jesus was 50% ghost and 50% Mary. What was the makeup of Jesus's DNA? Somebody tell me. I don't know. Okay, Jesus must have been 50% those people up there and 50% Marilyn. It just make no sense. Make it make sense? No. No. Doggy style. It's all emotional. It's an appeal to emotions. And if one rejects, an appeal to fear. There you go. Jesus was intersex. It was intersex? Wait, hang on. Jesus. Part Mary and part ghost. Does that equal intersex? Is that what you're saying? So somebody who is half human and half ghost is intersex? Jesus would have had to be a woman. Right. He could not. Thank you. He couldn't have been a man because it takes the Y chromosome, and Mary could not have. Okay, now you're making sense. You see. See this. Demigod. Okay. Right. So Jesus must have been half transparent then. Huh. Jesus was half transparent. Hey, stupid whore energy. Have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Jesus had no dad, so he was XX. But he identified as a man. Aha. Ha. Oh, guys, did you guys know that the Church of England, they are right now in talks to they're reconsidering the God's pronouns, the pronouns of God, and his. Hang on, let me see, find it. Let me find it. So the Church of England. Yeah, God's gender is in question right now in the Church of England. Yeah, and this is quite recent as well. Let me see, share this. It's quite recent. It's right now. This is something that is raising a lot of conversations, uproar, and they've assigned a team to go and have this conversation because, see, yeah, the gender neutral terms for God are up for discussion. The Church of England says this was dated February 10th, 2023. So fairly recent. At the last synod, I think, the Church of England is considering how to refer to God without assigning a gender. Its governing body says, but the Church's General Synod adds that while it has been exploring the idea of adopting new language in recent years, no changes are looming. This is nothing new for the Church of England. Christians have recognized since ancient times that God is neither male nor female. Acknowledging that the terms for God in scriptures aren't always reflected in the ways people worship. So it's a question about adopting more inclusive language. So in reply, Bishop Michael Ipgrave, the vice chairman of the church's liturgical commission, said the question was already being studied, adding that the church plans to launch a new project in the coming months to consider how gendered language should be used in reference to God. So watch this space. A genderless God is on the horizon. A genderless God. Thankfully, it doesn't exist, but you see, their God changes from just whatever narrative, just changes. However, it sees fit. Once in 10 years, now he'll be completely all female. He just changes, evolves. Their God does. Mm-mm-mm. Guys, please do not forget to like the stream. This has been great. Jesus is a trans man. Yeah, you are still trying to think. We all started from that religion, and the idea was you must not think, just jump in hooks, lines, and that's look, you just nailed it right there. You nailed it right there. Has to be intersex or only had Mary's genes, which would have made him tranny Jesus. Tranny Jesus, the son of Cockhold Joseph. I love it. I love it. Sounds good to me. Yes. All girls. A little Victorian girls wearing chains. What? Girls, a little What are you talking about, dog? What are you talking about? I've never heard. Old Victorian girls are now ghosts. What are you talking? What are you people talking about? Yes, please. Yes, smash that like button. Go ahead and do that. Yes, do that. Do that. Post the link. What link? I'm trying to go to bed. I will post the link just for 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. I will post the link. Okay. What do you mean? What was it? Old Victorian girls. I don't know what that means, but old Victorian girls. There you go. Have I watched the video on the history of Satan through the Jewish Bible? No. What video is that, Scapegoat Iscariot? Guys, can you imagine Jesus just walking around aimlessly with his 12 men? Can you just stop and think about this, right? 12 men just walking through the desert, just going from place to place, long dresses. Do you think they wore underwear? These 12 men, do you think they wore any underwear?
Yeah, they wore tighty whities.
Huh?
They wore tighty whities.
Tighty whities. Can you imagine Jesus and his 12 blokes, just the smell that will be emanating from those people?
Well, the women wore they wore loincloths, didn't they? Well, especially the women, stopped them rings falling out all over the place.
How are you, dog? I hope you're well.
I'm all right, yeah, I'm good.
So what is this thing you're talking about? Yeah, I didn't understand. All ghosts are little Victorian girls wearing chains. What does that mean?
Joke.
Oh, it was a oh God.
Ghosts, so they're always little Victorian girls with chains around them. You never see a caveman ghost or a black ghost.
Mm.
But the thing about Jesus,
I
you know,
mean,
if it's true, he is either he's either intersex with ghost and female genetic material, or he's transsexual with female material only.
just give me 1 second. Scapegoat is Sarah. Do you think you can put the link here for us? Can you please put the link, please? Are you a moderator? I can't even see. Please put the link, I beg you, so we can go and watch later on. Let's see. My channel. Yeah, Scapegoat is Skyra. You're a mod, so please put the link. Okay, all right, cool beans. Sorry about that, dog.
The link to what? I can't see the chat for some reason.
Oh, you can't. So Scapegoat was asking. Scapegoat says, I imagine the 12 disciples with tweezers in their hands, pulling hairs from her. From her what? Huh?
Well, I doubt her vagina because I doubt she'd grown any.
Who's vagina?
She barely entered puberty, Mary, had she?
No, but by this time, Jesus was already born, so they didn't need to go there.
Oh, they're all perverts anyway. We know this. The
I
Bible is full of perverted nonsense stuff.
There we go. They put the link to it. Okay. So, guys, that's the link. Satan, the history of the world turned to personhood through the Bible. Okay, 14 minutes long. All right. We could do this tomorrow or something. Is it something we can review? Anyway, no, I'll have a look at it and then decide. Doing her eyebrows. You guys. Pulling hairs from the female Jesus. Oh, pulling hairs on the female. It's not funny when you got to explain the joke. Oh, right. Wow.
See, this is the thing about the Bible. You know, they declassify women. To be fair, they stop women doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from stay at home and have babies, and cook, clean,
Multiply. Go ye into all the world and multiply.
Which just leads me to believe that, you know, the Bible was written by sexually repressed bloody incels sitting and living in their mum's basement, not ever having a woman. So you think, oh, if we can't have women, nobody else can. Let's make up this
Of course
story.
they were incels. Of course they were incels. I mean, imagine, just think about this, right? Just think about a gang of 13 men just going from place to. I mean, what's the idea behind that? This is a God that they reckon he created the universe. He created all sorts of things, right? He created the galaxies, the moon, the stars, and then now has with him 12 blokes just wandering through the desert, wandering through from place to place in their long dresses. Probably didn't have a bath. Huh? Probably they didn't have a bath for days, stinking all over the place.
Jesus' disciples had clean feet, though, and well oiled. He loved washing his disciples' feet.
How do you know they had clean feet?
But Jesus washed them regular. Especially Peter's. Oh, he used to get his fingers in between the toes and give it a good massage there. Get the olive oil and rub that in. That's why he wore baggy dress, I think, so he couldn't show his erection. He was a pervert. See, I'm stuck at home, so I'm watching rubbish. And I watched a show the other day, a film the other day with Russell Crowe called Noah. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I watched
What film?
It's called Noah. About the story of Noah's Ark.
But I've not watched that. Where did you see it? Is it
Oh,
on Netflix?
don't watch it.
No, it's on Netflix. I need to see it.
Why?
I wanted to watch it.
You'll give up after 10 minutes when the rock monsters turn
Is
up.
it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix or Amazon. I watched it on one of them ones.
Okay. That's one movie I completely forgot. I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, you'll give up after 10 minutes because rock monsters turn up.
Rock monsters?
Yeah, to help them build the ark. Rock monsters.
Rock monsters. That's not part of the story.
Well, it is. Well, it's you know, they came to help him.
That's not part of the story.
Well, no, obviously not.
No, it's not on. It's not on Netflix.
Well, apparently, it is part of the story. It's just
the film is Noah. Are you sure that film is Noah or a different name?
It's just called Noah with Russell Crowe. Yeah.
No.
It might be on Amazon or Disney.
Okay, my son has Disney, the Disney thingy, so I might ask him.
Or it might be. It's probably on Prime then.
Okay.
Another good show on Prime, if you like blasphemy, it's called.
Oh, I love me some blasphemy. Oh yes, let's engage in some blasphemy, especially anything that involves blaspheming against the Holy Spirit. Count me in.
Oh no, this show premises that God exists. It's based on a comic book. Preacher. It's called Preacher.
Preacher, no.
You know, Jesus was I think it was the 25th great grandson of Jesus. Was you know, this group called the Grail, who run the whole religion world, the Pope, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and all of religion. This group called the Grail, they had this Messiah, Jesus' birthright, locked up. When the preacher went to visit him, he'd been inbred that much because his royal blood, religious royal blood, he'd been inbred that much. He was just a moron. He was a totally inbred moron. And God was God came down to earth and he turned into a dog. Or he didn't turn it, he dressed up as a dog and had dildos shoved up his asses in sex shows. That's how blasphemous it is. It's hilarious. It's a good show.
Oh, how come the Christians were not in uproar over that film?
Oh, they're in uproar over everything. There's nonsense all over the world, people who believe in UFOs and people who don't believe in UFOs because the earth is flat. The whole world is broken as to of idiots, and you just got to rely on what you know and what your senses tell you, because the minute someone gets in there with a bit of nonsense and they're clever enough to pan it out to be, as a sort, it could happen, then they're talking shit. An alien from another galaxy or another, they're talking nonsense there as well. Because this is what people don't understand, and they don't think of things like this. Oh, well, they could be far more advanced than us. Yeah, but they're still governed by the same restrictions that we have. They're still governed by the universe, universal laws. You cannot get around them. And 4 laws are sanctimony to the whole universe, and we're bound by them. And so is everyone else. UFOs, of course, they exist. You see plenty of things that you don't. What the fuck is that? Because you don't. I mean, but these people automatically go to aliens or go to rock monsters because they can't figure out that Noah built this ark on his own. This old man built his ark on his own, and he had children, boys with rhyming names: Ham, Sham, and Wham You Wham Bam Thank You Man, whatever the third boy was called.
Mm-hmm.
And that Noah was going to kill, obviously, when them children and their wives, when his children and their wives gave birth, if they were daughters, Noah was going to kill them anyway for God. If they were only breed boys, and that's that fucking work. That's not how intercourse works. It's male and female. Regardless, you can't have. I wouldn't say trans people. They can adopt and things like that, but they can't. You can't procreate normally like a male and female. You need a sperm and a womb, as you point out, or sperm and an ovum. Well, I'm not going to go against the trans people. Of course, you can have children. You know what you want, be what you want. But until science has has got over that hurdle of trans people procreating, I suppose they could. I suppose trans males could still have a womb and whatnot, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Maya, check your DMs, Maya. So, anyway, I need to go to bed. This has gone on longer, and I think what I would do, I'm going to cut this stream down to size. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch it. It's 3 hours long. But I enjoy
Maya is
this
right,
thing.
by the way. Fuck your senses, trust the facts. I mean, if there's something you don't know about, and you can be convinced that it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it takes. But obviously, people don't go off when someone tells them something. They'll go off and study it, even though everyone
like the Berean Christians.
But yeah, but you're talking of nuclear-powered sexual repression now. This is what made Christianity so fucking messed up. It's all to do with procreation. It's all to do with sex. Everything boils down to sex at the end of the day. Sex and money.
Repressing people sexually will never end. It will never end well. A sexually repressed person, in my opinion, is just a ticking time bomb.
Look, you've got two boys, and they're both adolescent age, around there. Esther, can you imagine telling them? Imagine them not masturbating or doing what they do in the bathroom, doing their hair all the time in the bathroom for hours on end. They go insane. It's an instinct that is natural. Sex is natural instinct. It's a thing that you go through when, through adolescence. Once you've gone through that, it doesn't matter what she looks like. You just need to. That's how kids behave. It doesn't matter. They just got to get that, and it goes down to peer pressure as well. There's you've got a lot of kids saying, "Oh, I've done it," and that was going on when I was a kid. Said, yeah, but there's these people that they need to. It's a natural instinct to have sex. It's what we do. It's how we procreate. It's how all animals have that instinct. Fortunately, we don't eat the women don't eat the males once they procreated. A lot of insects do. We don't do that.
Okay.
But sexual repression and oppression, it makes it even worse.
Of course.
When you tell an adolescent not to do something, they're damn right gonna fucking do it.
They will do it. Only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Anyway, dog, listen. I love you. I like to, have these conversations with you. We can talk and talk and talk, but I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave now.
Right. Anyway,
Good luck.
guys, don't forget, like the stream, and I will see you all tomorrow. Good night. Oh, he's gone. Good night, everyone. Please like the stream. And Maya, yes, I think the answer is yes. What time? So between 2 or 3. Yeah, that should work. That should be fine. That should be, yes, that's doable. So Maya, answer is yes. All right, everyone, don't forget, please like the stream. If you're not subscribed, make sure to don't make sure you come back. Some of you, first time I'm seeing you in the chat, come back. Let's have these conversations. These are the conversations we need to be having, right? Enough of being told years and years, you can't question, you can't do this, you must believe this and you must believe that. No, we challenge the norm. There is no hell, there is no heaven, there's none of these things. Ghosts, and look, we are what we have. It's us, only us, right? This is it. This is the reality. So come back and I will see you all. Good night, everyone.
Second, I know you feel the beat. Do you feel the rhythm all the way? Can you see the vision? Everything in this world will be okay. Can we be together?